Hey, Tigerway fam, welcome back. We've got 4 questions to talk about today. 4 big triangle questions that always show up on almost every big SAT exam. And if you master the concepts that we're going to go through here, you're going to raise your score by at least 10 to 20 points. Let's take a look at these 4 questions on my screen. One of the first things that I want to talk about before we get into the questions is this concept of triangles. Triangles is the first shape within geometry. So whenever you have an opportunity, always form triangles. So in number 18, we're going to connect W and Z together, and we're going to be able to form a triangle so that we can visualize this problem better. The reason we want to form this triangle is it's going to allow us to label the question more clearly. This side here corresponds with ZY. That makes this 12. And because this side is 15 and it matches up with that blue line, that's also a 15. Well, if this is a 12, then that means this remaining piece is going to be an 8. And if you know your special right triangles, those special side ratios, you would know that this is an 8, 15, 17 triangle. Now, of course, you could use Pythagorean theorem, but this test, part of the game is about speed. So you have to know 8, 15, 17 as one of the special side ratios. Now, in case you want more tips, make sure to join our free Substack email list below, where we will keep you updated. But in the meantime, let's go on to the next problem. So what did I just say? We need to make sure that we form triangles. And part of forming triangles will mean that we have to drop height lines, just like the one I did there. And that's going to make this side 24. And this is going to make this side 7, because this is a 7, 24, 25 triangle. These are the special side ratios that you need to know. One of them is a 3, 4, 5. Another one is a 5, 12, 13. A third is a 7, 24, 25. And then a fifth is an 8, 15, 17. So those special side ratios, you got to know them. Now that we've dropped that height line and labeled that side as 24, and we've identified that this side is 7, well, that means the length of this side in orange here, that's really just a 28. That means this side length is 28 because they're parallel. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out the perimeter. That's what the question's asking for. We're going to add 28, 25, 35, and 24 together. When you add that up, that's going to get you a 1, 1, 2, C. Let's take a look at the next problem. And in this problem, it looks obscure. It looks abstract. This is why we need to know those special side ratios. We have an 8 here. Okay, that's a hint to you that this could potentially be one of the special side ratios. What were they again? 3, 4, 5. 5, 12, 13. 7, 24, 25. And then 8, 15, 17. And we can see here that this hypotenuse, it's an x plus 2. In other words, you take this value, you add 2 to it, and that's the hypotenuse. Take a look at these 4 patterns here. Which one of them will end up being a special side ratio that fits this description? It's the 8, 15, 17 here. Because if x is 15, this side will end up being 17, and that's going to help you solve this problem as quickly as possible. Now let's take a look at number 21, the last problem here. Slightly more difficult, but don't be concerned. This is an isosceles triangle question. So as a reminder, isosceles is a situation where you've got a triangle, 2 sides, they've got the same length, or they've got 2 angle measurements being the same. That's going to make an isosceles triangle. And here we have AW and AZ being the same, CX and CY also being the same. And they all happen to be 1. So I'm just going to label it. Here's 1, here's 1, here's 1, and here's also 1. Now this hypotenuse is going to be a radical 2. Now why is that? It's because the special side ratios for an isosceles triangle has the following ratio for sides. Okay, 1, 1, radical 2, where the legs have the ratio aspect of 1, and the hypotenuse is going to have that ratio aspect of radical 2. So by definition, that means this is also going to be radical 2. Well, let's keep going. Well, now that we know that this is 1, and the square side length is 3, that means this must be 2. And if this is 2, then that is also 2. And then this side here that I just freshly highlighted in red is going to be 2 radical 2. Because those sides are parallel, I'll just mark that in green. This is also 2 radical 2. We're going to find the perimeter of this rectangle, okay? X, Y, Z, W, or W, X, Y, Z. That's how it's written in the question. We're going to add all these values up, and we're going to get 2 radical 2 plus 2 radical 2 plus radical 2 plus radical 2, and that's going to get you 6 radical 2. And that is how we conveniently and efficiently answer this question with the best process to tackle these questions. We've got a lot more tips and advice in our email list below. It's hosted on Substack. All of our emails are public. If you're interested in more content, make sure to check out our website. But with that said, we'll have more content like this. So subscribe, turn on the bell, hit the like button, and I will see you in our next video.